What is up, savages? This is Vishu from SavageCamp, and today we are going to learn about Linux files. So in this lecture, we are just going to see how to create, move, copy, remove, and edit files in Linux. And the most important thing being inodes. So every file has an inode associated with it, and if you do an ls minus li or just I, you will see the inodes of this directory. But let me do an so you can see the inodes of this file and this file and this file. So you can do ls minus li and you will see the inodes in a proper format. So this inode is how the Linux kernel knows where your files are located. So if you want to change anything, that would affect the inodes. Now, do you ever need to use these inodes? No, because it is not for you. It is for the kernel to know where the file is. And this inode is going to have metadata about the file. So when it was created, who created it, which group it belongs to, and I'll show you how to create a file. So to create a file, you can just do touch and I'll name this at file1. And if I do an ls minus li, you will see the inode of file1. Now if I do an touch on file2, it will have a different inode. And the reason is because these are two different files. Now inodes can get tricky when it comes to symlinks and hardlinks, but we are not going to discuss that in this lecture because this is the very basics of files. So we will just see how to copy, move and remove a file and then edit it. So I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to copy the file. Let me make a directory in temp testing, and then I'm going to copy file1 into temp testing. Now if I do an ls minus li, because I copied the file still exists over here, which ends in 663. Now if I do an ls minus li on temp testing, where we copied the file, you will see a different inode. So what basically happened is it made a copy of this file and gave it a different inode because these are two different files. And you will know this because if I do an echo hello world into file1, this is not going to change temp testing file1, because if I do a cat on temp testing file1, it's empty. But if I do a cat on file1, you will see hello world. These are two different files because they have two different inodes. So if you move a file, what happens? So let me move file1. Let me remove the temp testing first. And let me move this file now. So I will move, let me get the inode information first. So I will do an ls minus li. So I have the inode over here, and then I'm going to change the location to file1, and it's always source and destination. So file1 to this location, and I'm going to do an ls minus li on temp testing, and you will see the inode didn't change. But if I do an ls minus li over here, you will see file1 is gone because we just moved it. But if we moved this file from our current directory to temp and testing, why didn't the inode change? It's simple, because even though we moved the file in Linux, move is rename. So it basically just renamed the file. That's why the inode didn't change, because it is still in that location for the Linux kernel, but for you it resides in temp testing. So if I do move and /temp testing file1 to Vishu, and if I do an ls minus li over here, Vishu will have the same inode as temp testing, this one, yeah. So file1 and Vishu have the same inodes because moving is just renaming. That is one important thing you should always remember. When you move a file, you're renaming a file. And for you, it actually moved to /root from temp and testing. But for Linux kernel, it is still the same file. It just updated its metadata. So when it updated its metadata, if you want to write something into this, I am not going to do this as temp testing because for me, the file resides in root. So I will just do root vishu and it would work. If I do a cat on vishu, you will see hello. So that is the difference between copying and moving. When you copy a file, you change the inode because it creates a different copy of the file. It's not the same inode, it's not the same address. And if you move a file, you are just renaming, so nothing changes because you are changing the metadata, you're not changing the file. So the last one is to remove. So I'm going to remove file 1, file 2, and it will ask me if I want to remove it. If I do rm-rf, which is recursively, I can just do -f for forcefully, and I can do vishu and it will remove it without asking me. So this is how to create, copy, move and remove a file. But if you want to edit a file, I'll do touch file 1 again, and let me do an ls-li. Let me make a directory cd testing. So I will clear the screen and create a file called test1 and ls-li. So I have this file with an inode of 600534. Now I'm going to edit this file using vim, and I'm going to go into insert mode and type hello world and escape wq to save and quit. Now if I do an ls-li, you can see the inode is changed from 534, it went to 546. So why did the inode change when the file is the same? This is how Linux kernel works. If you want to edit a file, what it does is it keeps this copy of the file. Actually, I will show you right now. So this is the current inode, which is 600,600,546. So I will just write this into test1. So I edited the file. The file currently resides in this inode. When I open the file for editing, it creates another file which it will save if I save this right now. So let me put escape. So this was the old inode. Now I'm going to save and quit. So as soon as I save this file, it has removed the old file which resided over here and it gave it a new inode. And I'm going to do a quit now and do an ls-li. And you will see from 546 we went to 544. The reason was because as soon as I saved it, it deleted this file and it created this one. And when I quit, it is showing me this one. If I didn't save it, it would still show me this. When you edit a file, it changes its inode. Now, as I said, you don't have to worry about this that much unless you're working with symlinks and hard links, which is going to be my next video. But if you have any problems, if you have any comments, if you want me to go deeper into some things, just comment it and I will try to make a video on it. But that's it for this video. Subscribe and be a savage.